All right, hard yarners. Today we were joined by the Angry Africans podcast. And before we get on to what we talk about, if you're watching at home or watching on Spotify, you might be able to see behind Tabo, alltradescover.com.au. They sponsored this week's, well, not this week's, they're a major sponsor. If you have a small business, trade business, big business, and you need some coverage, insurance, just give them a call. They're not going to give you any specifics right now because I don't want to get them in trouble. But legally, they might not be able to do what I say they will. But call them up, get a quote, and they're probably going to be able to compete with any other insurance company out there. And if not, if you're just a Hard Yarns listener, get around them because it helps us, and then they'll give us more money, and then I can make more money, and everyone looks at the money, which is what insurance is about. This episode's also brought to you by Kahuna Golf. I'm wearing the hat right now. There we go. Kahuna Golf. Look good, feel good, play good. If you want to play golf like me, who hits 82 now.
82?
Over 18. That's pretty good. What's that? That's like about, that's about 10 over.
And I'll just mention, you would be hitting less if you weren't wearing a Kahuna gear.
Yes, exactly.
Is that close to Biden or no? Better.
That's
better than what he's
that's better than Biden, if you can believe it.
Yeah, but let's not be children. But yeah, Kahuna Golf, if you'd like to get on their website, in our show notes and in our Instagram bio, on our website, all that stuff. So if you want to go there, Hard Yarns 15 for a 15% discount code. And yeah, definitely get their hoodie, especially right now in the winter. Their hoodie is so good for not just for golf, but just wear it for gym, fucking exercise, jogging. I use it for everything, so it's fucking sick. It's fucking sick, as fucking Kyle Legacy fucking says. But we were joined by the African, as you're on the fucking screen. Joined by the Angry African podcast. What are we about today, lads?
What are we talking? We talked about women.
Talked about
strategies.
ghosts, Ouija boards, and of course a little bit of Biden Trump.
Yes.
Yeah. And then the hilarious situation with the We Are the World 1.
Oh, that's right.
Yes. And We Are the World 2.
Yes. It's good fun, good episode. A couple of ghost stories in there. And for the listeners who like our serious and deep conversations, it's a lot more fun and a good break from some of the fucking deep shit we've been dealing with. So I really enjoyed it. This is a good episode, so you're going to like it. So sick.
Cool.
Fucking sick.
Fucking sick. Let's get hard.
Welcome to Hard Yarns Podcast.
I am fucking fat.
Anything Chris White says, please disregard it.
5D is actually a state of being. It's a unity consciousness.
That was Hard Yarns with me, Frankie Rose. So I'm going to throw it over to your co-host,
Daniel Delby.
And Cameron Brand.
I would do this and then I'd gong.
Free in attendance for the millions listening at home. Let's get hard.
A little bit of it. Yeah, fucking. But fuck yeah, thanks for coming on, lads.
All right.
What's been cracking?
You're welcome, first of all.
Sorry, I'm just gonna. I'm gonna eat as well. So,
it's okay.
just while we're
What are you eating?
Salmon cream cheese bagel. Do you think that's probably not great? Is it?
What made you go for that?
I don't know.
You feel a little adventurous today. I think
I was just going down the engine room down there, and I don't know. I was going to get a coffee, and then I realised that would be my 5th coffee for the day, which is like I think 3's too much. And then I got a juice, and then I was like, I better eat something. So
That's an underrated snack, I feel. Salmon.
Omega 3.
Bagel. Yeah.
Can't go wrong.
Got Omega 3, bit of jizz in there.
Yeah.
Perfect.
yeah, it's good. Have a bite.
No. I'm actually all carnivore.
Sick. All right, well, fuck. Let's start on that because I've done the carnivore. Have you done it?
Yeah, I have, yeah.
Yeah. What do you think?
I got fatter.
What?
I put on more weight.
How?
I don't know.
It's just
Not
eating
muscle?
cows and shit.
Yeah.
No, everyone says that. Oh, you probably put on muscle. Like, no, it was all here. It was all
Really?
in the stomach. Yeah. I think
hilarious.
God wants me fat. That's
Or-
what I'm saying, telling myself.
Or did the rest of it shrink down, but the fat was like because the bloating disappears? Is that what it could have been? Was it visual, or were you actually weighing yourself?
Yeah, I was weighing myself. I put on weight.
Wow.
Yeah, I definitely put on weight, yeah.
Because I instantly dropped like 4 kilos within 3 days,
Wow.
just in water weight from water retention.
Well,
Yeah.
I was eating a lot of cream. Do you think that was a factor?
Cream's all good on the carnivore diet, though.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah, I made a carnivore cake the other day.
Oh.
Yeah,
What is
man.
that?
Yeah, it's like heaps of eggs and cream and shit like that. I don't know. My missus made it for me, but it was sick, bro.
Hey,
Wow.
how long you been doing it?
Oh, man, I've been doing it probably about 2.5 months now.
Fuck.
Yeah.
So have you had all the
The flu?
Yeah, oh yeah, you had that?
Yeah, man.
Oh, yeah.
When I first got it, it was fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really, really intense. Like I had no energy. I felt sick. Like I just like I don't know. It felt like you hadn't eaten almost. And what that is, it's like your bodies are used to carbohydrates. So it's not used to getting your energy from your fat storage. So when you start eating a shitload of butter, your body's going, "What is going on here?"
Right.
Right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Plus, I didn't.
Branch is slowly dying.
I don't know if that helps though, because it's like we thought I was lactose intolerant the other day. Lactose intolerant.
You're definitely
You reckon?
lactose intolerant. For
You're
sure.
way more lactose.
I'm
than
way
me.
more lactose intolerant. But
Aren't
you're
we?
definitely up there.
Isn't it like 75% of the planet's lactose intolerant?
It's something like that. Hey.
And just to varying degrees. So a lot of people don't even know it.
Yeah.
Well, what I found just talking to a bunch of people is like the more you sort of people are like, oh no, I'm not lactose intolerant, and then you ask like forward questions like, do you get a stomach ache every time you have some dairy? And then it's like, oh yeah, no, I shit myself. Like, hey, oh dude, you're lactose intolerant. Like, a lot of people don't even know what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's because we're not cows.
Yeah.
We're not meant to really have it. But because of necessity, I think thousands and thousands of years ago, we sort of started doing it, and we have started to adapt to it. But a lot of the human race just isn't adapt to eating it, drinking it.
Yeah. And it is a weird like.
Go through a process.
If you think about it as well, like you're really like just drinking the milk of another being.
Yeah.
We do a lot of weird things with animals, eh?
That's
Yeah.
hot.
Like a lot of just drinking.
It is weird.
Act like you've never done it.
Hey?
Nothing. One thing that I find super strange about it, right? Because I was trying to argue this point with my South African uncle. Have you ever tried to argue with a South African? It's the worst.
No, it's terrible.
It's quite hard.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very, very hot.
Very hard,
Can't
yeah.
believe you said that.
What? That didn't sound anything
I'm
like.
working on it.
All right,
Workshop.
What do you mean, you people?
all right, okay, boy. All right, you listen here, boy.
Yeah, you listen
All
to
right,
Okay.
okay. I'll tell you something. Okay, all right.
It's not bad.
It's pretty good, eh? I watch cricket.
That wasn't bad.
I watch the cricket.
Yo, this game's going for ages.
Yeah. Yeah. Too hot. Too hot.
It's a locker, yeah?
So I'm it's just stop.
Just keep going with your story. Just keep going.
So I'm having an argument with him, right? And the way I was trying to make my point is I'm like, okay, we've only had farming for X amount of years, right? So how long does it take on that evolutionary tree for us to develop? Surely like a fat storage and where we're getting our energy from should have been something a little bit more in regards to fasting and a carnivorous diet. You know, you would eat and then you'd go, shit, we're not eating for a little while. Oh, we got another one. Cool. And now that would have been from
The natural way, yeah.
more primal time of like a lesser humanoid version of us, I guess. You know what I mean? Like a Neanderthal sort of thing.
Like a throwback, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. You know, so I think like that is why. I mean, obviously, it's good to get your vitamins from everywhere else, but
Yeah.
you look at how much vitamins you're getting from your steak and stuff.
Yeah, true.
Like
and
if
you guys had that doctor on, the big muscly one, eh?
Oh, Dr. Anthony Chaffee.
Yeah, did you
he's-
see that?
Oh, you had him on?
Yeah, we've had him on 3 times.
Holy
Yeah.
shit! Is he in Perth?
Dude, yeah, he's like.
I didn't even know that.
I went to him as a doctor, and I was like, "Holy shit, this guy's yoked."
Yeah.
Then I saw him on here. I was like, "Holy shit, no way."
And he,
Yeah, he's great. I was talking to him about running in a fasted state or in ketosis and using fat stores as your energy instead of carbohydrates, and whether that was possible. And he said you're probably going to do it more efficiently. It might be you push through that pain barrier of like, where am I getting those fat stores from? Or you could actually do the prep and be in ketosis and carnivore prior to the race. But your body at a necessity is going to then go, right, I need something to survive here, and I'm going to start using my fat stores as my energy source, and
Yeah.
it's a more efficient way of burning energy. I was like, fuck, okay, that's interesting. I might try that. And I went to another strength and conditioning coach that we get on all the time, who's got some. I think he's a qualified nutritionist now.
Yeah.
And I asked him,
White?
yeah, Corey Green, Corey Green, and from Athletic Institute, and I told him about that, and he's like, yeah, all the science suggests that's correct. He's like, I haven't tried it yet. I use carbs for my triathlons and blah blah blah, but yeah, pardon me. Yeah, he said it's potentially a far more efficient way of burning energy.
Yeah.
And
I think
you'll achieve more out of it.
for a lot of people, it's hard to, because their brains are doing something that, like the body-brain connection is very weak in a lot of people. Like a lot of people don't know what their bodies are doing in relation to their brains.
Yeah.
So sometimes just because you're hungry doesn't mean that you're hungry, like you're starving for nutrients. Just means you're used to eating at this point.
Yeah.
And I think the same thing would apply, right? Like when you're running in that state, it's probably not a lot of fun at the start, but your body's probably going like, oh, this is great. This is more of this, please.
Yeah.
People reckon they perform better when they're not eating food. So people, when
Fasted
they fast,
states, yeah.
perform a whole lot better. But what I find interesting as well is it's like the whole food triangle has been flipped upside down since we were kids. I mean, our generation anyway. You know,
yeah,
it's
100%.
been completely topsy-turvy. So now we're in a world where we're going, okay, maybe it's not as good to consume as much wheat. You know, it's bizarre.
It is very weird.
Well, I generally just had a bagel. But, I don't really eat too much bread or carbs.
What made you stop?
What made me
Stop the carnivore?
I just trialed it and I got a bit bored, to be fair.
Really?
I loved it though. I really enjoyed it. I think it's something I'm definitely going to try again. But largely, I think I'm living largely carnivore anyway. I eat generally fruit and meat and a little bit of veg. But the fruit and meat is generally what I eat.
Yeah.
And no real sauces anymore, ish, within reason. I've been a bit slack lately because I did the 80-kilometre ultra, and after that I felt like I could just splurge on whatever. But before that I was, and I probably just this last week started getting back into health, running more regularly again.
Yeah.
and-
Well,
and
despite
eating
my multiple chins, I'm actually the same. I'm mostly carnivore, but yeah, I'll have some, like a cookie here and there. Yeah, fruit, banana, whatever it is.
You had 2 cookies on the way here.
So you tiny cookies.
just a little one, just a little cookie.
Are those ones you get from Muzzbuzz?
Yeah.
Dog.
But also, like, there's something weird about, like, how much we're paying attention to diet, don't you think? Or our bodies. There's something weirdly narcissistic about our culture in that way. Don't you
think
think?
so?
Yeah.
I to a point agree.
Like people worship their workout routines.
Oh, no. You know what? It pisses me off. It's like, if you work hard, you've got motivation. You can, like, those alpha male mindset shit.
Yeah.
If you work really hard, then you can have abs. It's like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, plus
Like-
it's like people are like people are slowly turning being in shape into like, if you're in shape, you're a good person. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, or like you're super successful.
Yeah.
Like you've got money now.
Yes.
It's like now that you're in shape,
you have money.
you are alpha.
Yeah,
I
it's like,
found this.
no,
Fuck
bro.
you. I found this. I guess not concept. I found this sort of like comfort in trying to get healthy again because I blew out in my divorce and got like a bit of a dad bod. And I started to think, if only I could be, fit and ripped again, I'm going to be happy. And I genuinely thought that. I thought, it's all health. That's what it's going to be. And I got there again. And I was like, oh, no, this didn't change anything.
Yeah.
Like,
Really?
still got the same sort of problems. I was like, one less thing to worry about. Like, at least I'm healthy. I feel better. And there's a big part of my life that was feeling a lot better about it. But the other stuff was like, it doesn't really matter. It's good. I'm glad I'm doing it. But that wasn't getting to that point where I was looking at my body going, that's what I wanted my body to be like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't make me any happier. I was like, okay,
One
well,
less
what
thing
now?
to worry about is such a good term for it. Eh?
Yeah. So it is one less thing to go, okay, I don't have to worry too much about my health now. Now I can focus on my mindset, or I can focus on my business, or I can focus on my kids, or I can focus on this because I'm just regularly keeping my fitness or my health in check, so I don't have to go, now it requires everything to get back. And we're living in a world where it's not easy to be healthy. It's so convenient to be unhealthy. just simple things like our lifestyles. Things are easier. They promote getting out of the sun, and I think there's to a point. There's levels. You're speaking to someone who's had multiple skin cancers cut out, and I've got more to cut out now.
Right. Shit.
But
that was a cool tattoo.
Yeah. So, but sun is still very good, very important for you to get. Just don't push that we shouldn't be getting in the sun. Push that we should be. Let's get sun early. Let's get it, before it's damaging, and later, and then potentially instead of lathering yourself up in chemicals and sun cream, let's wear a hat. Let's wear some long sleeve clothing and that sort of stuff. But it's very convenient to go, right, I'm going to the beach at 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
Especially in Perth.
Well, that's the important part about it, isn't it? Is like we live in such an unnatural world.
100%.
Like even just how well lit this room is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
for your circadian rhythm.
Your brain's not supposed to. You're not supposed to experience this much light at one point, especially at nighttime. Like even if you don't take any chemicals, you're constantly bombarded by them. You never use your feet.
Yeah.
You never have that connection with the earth and bare feet anymore. That's a big one, I reckon,
it's
as
a
well.
huge one, yeah.
I do that quite a lot. I have to go for the walk on the grass.
Oh, you do that?
Yeah, as much as I possibly can.
As much as you possibly
fucking
can.
Yeah.
cold at the moment. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
a little bitch with cold. Like, I'm just like, I'm tippy toes on putting the bin out and like, run back inside, get the heater on. But I think all of those things, we're surrounded by things that make it easy for us to live, but they're also inconvenient for our health.
Yeah, the only worrying
them.
thing about it is like as people are focusing more on their bodies, their brains are more important. Like with AI coming and all these sort of things, like your brain is really the organ that you should be expanding the most, and yet people are sort of more focused on their bodies. Like no one's really,
I think it's more of a like you still want to be health.
You want to be healthy
because if you're healthy, firstly, then you can focus on the other things. With, like I said, it's one less thing to worry about.
One less thing to worry about, yeah.
And it's just having that mental discipline to go right. I know I always talk about the 80-20 sort of lifestyle, which is like 80% discipline, 20% like I can have a dirty burger, I can get a big night in the beers, like whatever. Like it's 20%, little bit of wiggle room. Otherwise, it fucking gets a bit boring and a bit tough. I just think if you stay a little health focused, but we can't get away with. We're not going to change the world. The world's continuously going to adapt to make things easier for us. So I think that's probably the overcorrection is like life has gotten so easy. So to potentially get in shape and stay healthy, we have to overcompensate and go, fuck, I got to go to the gym 3 times a week because now I'm eating fucking 48 chemicals with every feed.
Yeah.
So
and then it's also like no one who's done anything worth doing has had an easy life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's all... No one great has ever had like a life that's easy. So maybe easy is not the thing to pursue, which is what we're all kind of pursuing.
Yes,
as well.
Oh, I totally agree with that. It's not easy going through these tough things, but obviously when you get out the other end, it's people can look at and see what you've achieved and go, "Wow, that's great. I want what you want." Like, and they're like, "Well." Because it was fucking a lot of hard work and I didn't feel great doing a lot of it. And but whether that's a mental thing, whether that's like whether it's a physical challenge, like the training to do an ultra marathon. I can only speak on things that I know of, but like
that we know of.
Yeah. If I was to say, someone I want to run an 80-kilometer marathon too, I'm like, the training before that was fucking brutal. So but if it's build a business, fuck, you've created Apple, like, how good was that when you couldn't pay for your bills for fucking 2 years and you struggled and you lost your relationships and whatever. So people see the end result and they don't see the pathway there.
Yeah, it's fun. Have you guys seen the Michael Jordan documentary, The Last Dance?
Yeah.
God, you got to watch it, bro.
No, I haven't seen it.
You haven't watched it?
It's as to how much work he puts in and stuff like that.
Not just how much work, that obviously that, but
Yeah.
like just how much of an effect he had on people around him. He was such an asshole.
Yeah.
Like he was a complete dick.
But he
like,
wanted that.
He just wanted to win so bad.
Well, you could say the same thing for like Floyd Mayweather.
Yes.
Exactly the same.
Exactly the same thing.
That dude would be such a pain in the ass to be around.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah,
know what I mean?
like any of the great artists as well. Like if you look at fucking Picasso,
Van Gogh would have been a dick.
yeah, terrible.
Well,
to be
even
around.
like musicians, you see. I know David Grohl is apparently he's a perfectionist. And
Yeah.
you feel like that's a heavy metal or like a hard rock band.
Yeah.
You think you'd have a bit of like, yeah, it's fucking rock and roll, man.
No,
But
dude.
no, he's like, I want this done this way, and he's
Yeah.
fucking picky. But he is now one of the biggest. He's been part of the two of the biggest rock bands, grunge rock bands
That's insane,
in history.
eh?
Like he was
Insane.
the drummer for the biggest '90s rock grunge band in history, and then he started his own one and became the lead singer.
Even bigger.
Imagine being the drummer for the band when the drummer is the drummer.
Yeah.
You're drumming for the guy who was the drummer for the best band in history. In the
Oh
90s.
yeah,
Like,
that guy. Yeah.
the pressure that was on Taylor Hawkins. Like,
Do you think there'll be
holy
like some point where Dave will be like, do this when Taylor's like, I got it, bro. It's fine. It's
Mate,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do that.
Mate, 100%. And as far as I'm aware, he was actually really pushy on, like, because it took a while to get to Taylor Hawkins as their consistent drummer. And he was
Right,
like, he would
yes.
go in and he'd re-drum the tracks himself, and that would really offend the drummer. He'd go, mate, like, am I your drummer or not? Like,
Yeah.
But he was so picky
Much a
and
perfectionist.
such a perfectionist, wanted it. But yeah, so some of
Yeah.
those guys, they might be considered assholes, but fuck the results they get. But yeah, the Last Dance is incredible.
It is incredible. But then you also think like we can't all be like that. Otherwise, we'll all kill each other.
But then some people were that good, but they just didn't even put in as much effort as you'd think. Like you can't imagine. I mean, you got to imagine the difference between Michael Jordan and Kurt Cobain.
Yeah.
If you look at their acoustic album, what was it called? Unplugged or something like that?
Yeah,
MTV
yeah, yeah.
With
Unplugged,
the-
yep.
It was it was technically on electric guitar, believe it or not.
Oh yeah, that's
so-
right. You were telling me that.
Yeah. So they actually used an amplifier from a electric guitar.
Yeah,
so you
right.
had an acoustic with electric guitar pickups running through it. So that's why it sounds in a certain way.
Wow.
But what a genius, right? But as he's being a genius, the dude's just smacked up all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I mean, sometimes it's like, you know, maybe it's different for musicians and athletes, but for some people are just born with something incredibly special, and fortunately can have that talent and the work that they did ride them through the majority of their career. You know what I mean? Whereas
Yeah.
like you've got some people like Dave Grohl who are super perfectionists, but I wouldn't say that the Foo Fighters are better than Nirvana.
Yeah.
No, of course, yeah. I mean, it's a different thing, isn't
Yeah.
it? Like
Yeah.
Foo Fighters, Nirvana was like the first thing you ever heard where you're
Yeah.
like, whoa, that sounds fucking different from
Yeah,
everything else. Yeah.
Very.
I've been reading a lot about, watching YouTube videos. I've been
Yeah,
reading
yeah.
a lot about Prince. And
Prince.
Prince.
Right.
Yeah, this dude used to make a song a day.
Really?
Like a full mastered, ready to release song a day.
Yeah.
And you're like, Jesus Christ, man. Like, what does your life become if you're like that?
Yeah.
It's like there's nothing else really.
It's like, well, he doesn't have any time to hook up, so he just removes his ribs so he can suck his own
Yeah.
dick quickly.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
move on to the
Just
next song.
and then he's back
Okay,
in.
efficiency, and then move on to the next one.
Dude, he had a bed in the studio. Like
Really?
he had a giant purple bed in the studio. He had a vault where you just lock away those songs. Apparently, there's like 2,000 songs in there,
Ready to go.
unreleased,
Yeah.
ready to go.
But that's just. But Prince is another one of those people that was a dick.
Yeah, it was a complete
He was
impossible
such a
to be
dick.
around.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen We Are the World?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you see Prince sucking on a lollipop, just going like
I ain't singing with these job
Big jab turkeys.
sucking on my lollipop.
everyone else trying to fight for some wicked massive cause. We're
how
all celebrities.
hilarious.
Let's get along. He's just like, get me the fuck out of here.
How good was that doco?
Ew, don't touch me, Michael.
Like trying to see all of these big names
Oh,
trying
man.
to work together, and the egos and having been in a recording studio before, and like when you're frustrated with the guitarist who can't quite get the riff, or the singer's not getting it, and you have to sit there and just listen, or the drummer can't fucking hit the beat, and everyone's getting frustrated with everyone, and you'd have like. It'd be, and what
Bob Dylan's held drunk.
did they try to record on film or something, or analog? So it was just really they had to get the take right.
Oh,
And
Jesus
it wasn't
Christ.
like there wasn't digital. It was
What's the name of this document? I haven't seen it.
We Are the World, isn't it?
It's just called just the extended how they made it thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
okay.
So they're telling the story about how the whole thing came about. because there was We Are the World, and then they did another one. I think it was for Haiti, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Was
I
that the
remember
first
how
one?
that was terrible.
That was really bad. Hey,
What, the song?
no, the first one was great.
The first one was great.
We
Lionel
are the
Richie,
world.
Michael
Yeah.
Jackson. The second one, not so good.
When they had all the rappers.
Because that We Are the World was just
Part two.
that was written by Michael, eh?
Yes.
Yeah, Michael
Jackson
Jackson and
and
Quincy Jones.
Quincy Jones.
Then
Yeah.
they did the exact same thing, the exact same song, like a couple years later.
Yeah.
And it was just like,
What's your favorite? What is your favorite charity song? Mine's "Feed the World."
mine is.
Feed the world, let them know it's Christmas time. Free. That's my favorite.
Ah, that's a good one.
I'm not in a good position to answer this question because I'm like charity song. Fuck. I don't know any charity songs, bro.
I might.
We Are the World. That's my favorite.
We Are the World. I think that might be my favorite one, but
you're on the
second
spot.
favorite is the John Lennon. So this is Christmas.
What have you done?
That's,
Yeah.
That shit slaps.
Yeah, it's good. It's Christmas. Christmas.
slaps.
Christmas are great. Christmas ones are the best.
We were just talking about this
Mariah
on
Carey.
our podcast.
Yeah.
How like Mariah Carey, just how great she is.
Yeah.
How she owns Christmas.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
she literally has her own month. Bro.
Yeah.
I can't fucking
Yeah.
get away from it.
You
Like,
can't.
Scotty, my daughter, is just like, put it on. My favorite.
Yeah.
Fucking air like. Ding, ding, ding,
Ask us how we
ding,
got to
ding,
that point because we think collectively, right?
Oh,
we both
yeah.
agreed on this, did we?
We do agree. And tell me what you think about this.
All right. The only person to beat Eminem at his own game, rap battles, all that kind, was Mariah Carey. The only one that dropped with that banger, Obsessed With Me.
Have you heard that one? Why is
So obsessed with me.
Oh,
Boy, I wanna
That was an
know.
Eminem diss.
that was an Eminem.
That was an Eminem diss.
Yeah, so they
That was
had
all
him,
about Eminem.
they had him dressed up like
Yeah.
trying to dry her and stuff. Like, I don't know. Why has he got a hair dryer? Why is he drying her? It's like, why is he on his back drying her?
It was so good.
weird.
He was dressed like Stan. You know his
yeah,
video
yeah.
Stan. He was dressed like Stan.
It was
Oh,
quite-
she
it
was
was
dressed
quite
like
clever.
Stan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't.
Watch that video again, man. It's well, Eminem.
200 million views, brother.
Fuck.
And he's got like, I checked, it wasn't 80 million, bro. It was like 20 million on The Warning. The Warning's a good song. So he did a comeback on The Warning.
The Warning's
but
good.
Mariah Carey mopped them, G.
Fuck.
He beat him.
Jesus.
See full
10-8.
Alex Pereira, G.
She did it.
Nailed him.
Fuck. Mate, that guy's a beast.
Oh
eh?
my god, how the fuck did Izzy fight that guy like
I don't know.
7 times or whatever the
Oh,
fuck?
man. Yeah, exactly.
Jesus
I
Christ.
he's scary. And I seen a really interesting stat the other day
Shama.
that he debuted like, I'm going to say 8 months after McGregor's last fight. And he's had like
No
8 fights
fucking
since,
way.
and 5 of them were title defenses. McGregor still hasn't had a fight since.
Yeah, well,
Jesus
McGregor's
Christ.
on the czar, brother.
What
Bro,
the
he's fucking.
Yeah, we're not going to see much of him, brother. I think that was. It's a shame he went out like he did.
Yeah.
I believe that it all started to go downhill after the Mayweather fight. That's when I think
yeah.
shit hit the fan. I think that's when he realized he was like, oh, I'm beatable now.
Well, it's also interesting because Alex Pereira comes from kickboxing. This guy's been poor his whole career.
He used to be an alcoholic as well.
He used to be an alcoholic.
Yeah.
I think there is definitely something to like if you get a
Pain.
lot of money, you don't fight as well. Mayweather's like the exception.
Yeah. So do you think you see that for Pereira?
No, I'm just saying,
No, not at all.
like, Conor was corrupted by all that money.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
so McGregor was a alcoholic, did you say?
No,
No,
Pereira was an
Pereira
alcoholic.
but a
and
different
then-
type of alcoholic.
Yeah.
Pereira's the kind of guy that's going to go to training, come home, drink some vodka,
Yeah.
pass out, go to training.
Yeah.
Different.
okay.
Whereas McGregor's like, I'm gonna go hard.
I'm gonna
for 2
party.
days.
Yeah.
You'll see me on the news, car.
Yeah, and
That's it.
There's also something to like a guy like Pereira and all these kickboxing cunts. They fight all the time. So even if you get fucking drunk, if you want to feed your family, you have to fight.
Yeah.
Whereas maybe like a guy like McGregor will like have a period where he's like super disciplined. I'm
Yeah.
like a monk.
Yeah.
And then after that, let's just fuck glug 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 glug.
Yeah.
You know, everything. I think
Yeah.
like if you, this is fucked up to say, but maybe if you like learn how to keep working while you're
Gervonta Davis, he does
Fucked
that well.
up. Yeah. He
Yeah.
can party, but he can fight.
Yeah.
He doesn't take breaks from either.
I think we're getting to a phase where UFC is so popular that the people we're seeing coming through now are on the cusp of, they're a little bit crazy. They are a little, like,
Yeah,
everyone's
they
got to
have
have
to
a
be,
bit
yeah.
of that, but they also come from like, this is a thing where people work on discipline, jiu-jitsu and learning craft.
Yeah.
So they're a little less crazy and they're more driven to be successful in a sport. Whereas I think the early days, their competitors were just fucking nutters.
Oh, dude, balls to the wall.
Just
Yeah,
like,
man.
especially early days when like it wasn't even a thing, when I had never even heard of UFC. Those sorts of guys, when you look back on those videos, they're just fucking brawlers, street brawlers.
Here's what's interesting.
and-
This is the first time, like this for the last 10 years or whatever, this is the first time we've had poor people like start MMA. MMA has always been kind of a rich kid sport.
You think so?
Oh yeah, bro. You got to go boxing, jiu-jitsu, da-da-da. You need money to do all those things. Whereas now there's MMA academies in all these third world countries, which is why you're seeing like Brazil, Russia, like all these, they're poor people, but they're able to train MMA on the way up.
fucking something.
And they just dominate, bro.
There's something scary about Russians, hey?
Oh, terrifying.
Like as fighters, it's like they're fucking
Dude, that
bred in like.
the lack of mustache and the beard.
Yeah, that's a scary
fuck
look.
outta
Yeah. Like, I'm trying to figure out, are you Muslim? Are you Russian? Are you American? I don't know what you are, and you scare me.
These
Like,
guys are born at AK-47.
yeah, like, what?
Like those guys growing up like pretty much in a war zone as well. So they're like, if I have to jump in a cage and fight, so be it. You know what I mean? Like it's just like how I make a coffee in the morning is how those guys fight. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous.
They're
Fight bears.
Their president is a fucking ex-KGB assassin. Like, even their leader is a fucking trained killer.
Yeah,
like,
he's a
what?
judo black. You see him throwing
What
people?
the fuck?
Did you
Like,
see? Oh my god! Did you see that the thing with him and Kim Jong Un? What
No.
was that about?
no, because they a peace deal, hey, or like they pledged to support each other.
Yeah.
in the face of
Oh,
war.
But the optics of
That's
it was
that's a
weird.
positive.
Yeah, but it was
Great
weird.
news.
It was weird because they're like holding hands. They're like fucking, what do you call it? This thing with the drinks, like.
Really?
Oh,
They were
really?
just like really chummy. They're waving at each other from outside the plane.
They're like, yeah, we're boys now.
Yeah, but
like
like-
a bromance sort of thing.
Bromance.
Yeah. So yeah, so we're all gonna die. We're all fucked.
what is James Franco in the interview? And he's like, you and me, same.
Yeah, that was Putin.
Same, but different.
Do you ever feel like a plastic bag?
Dude, that's what was going on between those two. Hey,
Man.
like kissing each other on the forehead and shit.
I don't-
Fucking weird.
Yeah, I don't think we understand how fucked we are, right?
Yeah, if they're
It's gotta be-
together,
Bro.
that's like a power couple. Hey?
Yeah,
like a power couple from hell.
Their nukes aren't going to work, but they're going to bomb something.
You don't think they'll work?
Fall out in the
Well, the
sky.
Russian ones will, and then he'll be like, "Come on, bro! Like, what are you doing?"
Give us something.
You got North America, North Korea just falls into the water.
Yeah.
Dude, I pressed the button and everything. All right? I did my part.
North
that is
Korea's
one.
just supplied 10,000 people dancing in queue. Just
Yeah.
That's all they do.
Yeah, exactly.
They coordinate with the
in
flags.
coordination, yeah.
Gangnam style.
It is.
Bro, have you seen that guy do a show? Like, where's he from? Where's he actually?
South
Fucking
Korea.
love to watch.
Where is he from?
South Korea.
South Korea. So
Yeah.
when he like does this show at home, and he like pops up on stage, and the crowd just goes, "Ah!" It's
I would love to
It's-
go to that concert.
but one song. Whoop Bum Gundam Style.
No, he had another one. He had another one which was basically the same formula, but it was called Gentleman.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And that one was good too. It was a really good song.
What's it? Psy. Was it Psy?
Yeah.
Psy. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a G,
Massive
man.
performer.
He's got the tech in my box. I reckon he's great. It was like, but you know what I mean. Like we had our own Psy. That was LMFAO. He was our Psy. If you think about it,
Oh yeah.
you know what I mean. Party rocking is like kind of like the same thing.
in the house.
Okay, quick question.
Fuck.
Can you
I
guys
forgot about that song.
Can you still listen to the song?
No,
No.
It's impossible. It's so
his
bad.
old shit's not bad actually. Before he went mainstream. Well, it was actually two guys, but his older stuff was actually good.
Who's that? Which one?
LMFAO.
Is that one guy? Or I thought it
I
was.
think
like
it was
a
two.
group.
two.
Yeah, it's a guy and his uncle.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
But again, we were talking about this.
Uncle.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Is
sure
it
it's
his
his uncle.
That's so good.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, fact check me if I'm wrong. We should probably look that up. But I'm
That's
pretty
his
sure it's
uncle.
Yeah, his uncle. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
shit.
sure. I could be wrong, but
What are you doing?
That's such a weird, yeah.
Hey, what are you doing over there? You playing songs? Oh, Uncle Jeff, can he just come along for the ride? Yeah, yeah, no problem.
Yeah, let's just go form a pop group, Uncle.
I got a really good way to solve our money problems, right?
Uncle Jeff.
Well, I mean, but that's the thing. Like 2000, we were saying this before. 2010, 2013, 14, right? Every single song in that short period of time was.
Yeah.
Let's get
Terrible.
fucked up.
I was just thinking about this morning how much
Everyone.
like in combination talking about world leaders, the American we all saw the Biden Trump thing, right?
Oh yeah.
Did
Brutal. Yeah, I
Which
saw
one?
the whole thing. The
Oh, is that
debate.
the thing you sent me?
Oh, I got
Yeah,
home.
yeah.
I scheduled my day perfectly around it.
Did ya?
I went and played early golf, and I got home just as it started. Put it on CNN. I was, this is my Super Bowl, bro. This is like I was like, and then they started talking about golf handicaps, and they were arguing.
I'm better golfer than you.
You
didn't see it?
That is quite easily the greatest thing I've ever heard in a debate. He's like, I got my handicap down to an 8, and Trump goes, "That's the biggest lie. That's the biggest lie of all, of all of them."
So you took time in your day. You're like, fuck it.
Oh,
Dude,
my
I love that so much.
I knew this was going to be so good, and it didn't. It did not disappoint because within 8 minutes, it was 8 minutes in, and I was watching it, and Biden went.
Dude, how bad did he look? He looked fucked, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
mate, he was.
Biden really looked in bad shape.
Yeah, yeah.
And then Trump goes, I don't know what you're talking about.
yeah, yeah.
I don't know what
Did
he
you
just
hear
said.
that?
No, I didn't.
So he just trailed. Biden's talking and he just trails off. He's like,
Oh, yes, you sent me that. I have no idea what he just said.
I don't know what he said. I don't think he knows what he said.
But
But
I
you
was
did
just
beat
thinking,
Medicare.
oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
Trump was beating, Biden was in such bad shape. Trump started to feel bad.
I felt
Yeah.
bad.
I felt terrible, man. You could see Trump like pull back the reins, like, oh wow, this guy's really like concerned for someone he knows.
He looked compassionate.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
empathetic. And I was like, you've not only like really disappointed anyone who was supporting Biden, you've
Yeah.
actually made Trump look good as well. Like he did ramble and
Yeah.
talk some shit like he always does.
Yeah.
But some of the things he said and did, you were like, fuck, even I, who likes Trump,
Right.
was like, I can see when he's a fucking dickhead. And I was going, oh,
Yeah.
you did it! You did it! I was like, he did it. He
Yeah.
he said some things, and even when he was talking about Biden's presidency, he's like, how is this even a debate? What are we?
Yeah, it
this
was
is
brutal,
not
man.
great. Like we are.
Well,
we can't be
that was
sitting
my
here
thought.
when he's doing.
That was my thought. When I was, this morning, I was like, I'm gonna miss America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna miss it when it's gone.
Yeah, we're not far off.
We're
Man.
not far off.
The Roman Empire fell pretty quickly.
Yeah, but I feel like America is like
It's usually
Egypt.
the comparison, eh?
Yeah, I feel like America is more like Egypt or Greece, where it's like, you know how like we use democracy and fucking
I reckon
Egyptian culture, everyone worships it and shit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We're gonna miss America when it's gone, but right now it's just like everyone kind of hates it. But we're all kind of closet
I
Americans.
think the UK
Yeah.
is going to fall first because they're very similar. They're just slightly weaker. Like the over there, like the crime rate in London and shit is just going through the roof, and you literally can't do anything over there. It's so censored. Everything is so controlled.
Yeah, but
So I think like
Well, it's here as well.
Brexit
like
and all
we
that,
just
Yeah,
we
yeah.
just
UK
got our
will go
first
down.
YouTube video taken down.
Did ya? Why?
So it was that episode we did last week, talking about the Tucker Carlson conference. It was
Oh,
just a review of the
really?
conference, and they took it
Really?
down for misinformation. And we
What?
don't- yeah. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll appeal it because someone will look through it thoroughly and just see we're talking about the people who went and what they were thinking and that, and then it got taken down.
Whoa.
because you went there, right?
Yeah, went there. Yeah,
What
it
was
was
it?
pretty. It was pretty good. I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to get taken
can't
down.
do it.
Yeah,
that's
that's some
right.
pretty commie shit, man.
Yeah, it was pretty bad, man. Like we just talk, and I'm gonna have to go back and listen to that because it's still available on Spotify and iTunes. But I'm gonna have to go back and listen because it got taken down, and I'm like, what? I wonder if we did say anything interesting. But they said medical misinformation, and I don't think we actually presented any information at all. I don't think we presented fuck all. But I can't remember. My memory on podcasts now, like what I've talked about, is fucking. Are you guys finding that? Like, how you guys started recently again, or like what's the scenario there?
Yeah. You had a podcast, I had a podcast,
Yeah.
and then we both stopped our respective podcasts for a while. Then you called me up, right? Then you're like, I want to do something, and then we met up like 2 days later or whatever.
Yeah.
And then we were just like, oh, let's just make a podcast, see how it goes, and then here we are.
Sick.
So we decided we wanted to do like 100 episodes, and then we were just like, fuck that, let's just do it. You know what I mean? So the whole idea with our podcasters before is we're going, okay, what is it that we're actually doing? We had no, what's the word? We had no direction as to where they were going. Yours was just really funny, and mine was just interviewing people. But, you know, because you're not interviewing people that are that interesting, you're like, okay, well, you know, you have to change a thing.
Yeah.
And we had all these different concepts. We wanted to do stuff that's like trending, like super trending stuff like, and we did like a news broadcast kind of thing.
News is good.
So we started with
Just do it
that.
every week. Constant content, like
It was great, but it was a pain in the ass.
Yeah. To edit and stuff, it was insane. So
also like a proper.
Like
we had suits and shit.
We had suits.
We
had like kind of a script going.
yeah.
It was like a whole thing. Man.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Just talking about just anything that was trending, but saying it with a serious face, but you're still saying dumb shit. If that makes sense.
Yep.
And then we just figured out, we were like, look, let's just, what is it about us that we're pissed off about a lot of shit? Like, we just get pissed off about shit together, and we're like, why don't we just project that onto other people? So we're just making the world a better place.
Yeah.
One day at a
It's a
time.
duo therapy session.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I think niche is the way to go as well. Like if people know that's what it is, they sort of listen to that for the niche, because we're pretty broad with our conversations on here.
Yeah,
generally.
I remember. Yeah, very broad.
We can talk about anything on here, which is good, but I find when you have a bit of a direction, people will tune in for the episode instead of like, I'm coming for the guest.
Yeah,
That's
true.
You want them to come for the podcast, not the guest. And
the
guest is the bonus. So we're working towards that. It's actually going well. One of our recent episodes has gone way bigger than any guest we've almost had. So
Really?
it's
Wow.
just me and Delby. So sometimes it's the topics. It's the topics. That's what it is.
Well, I was gonna say, I feel like you guys are already like you're following. You guys have a genuine following.
Yeah, it's going well.
Like
Yeah.
people will genuinely not miss an episode, etc., etc.
Yeah.
And come to the shows as well, which is something that a lot of people have difficulty, especially comedians, getting people from their other things to come to the comedy shows.
Comedy is hard because a lot of people don't listen to ours for the comedy. They listen to the topics, and then Delby chucks in the jokes, so it becomes comedy as well. But it is hard to get that over. Like Wolfie, who's out there. His is obviously different. Like he's a funny guy, so he's pushing comedy as the theme of the show. So that's even easier, I think, to sell tickets to comedy shows and stuff. But if they're coming to you for topics, and then you go, oh, okay, we're coming over to do a comedy show. And they're like, I don't care. I just wanted to hear my anti-vax stuff that I want to hear. So it's, it is, we do. But that's because I guess the audience is bigger than we used to be. So
have you had things where people have stopped you in the street? Like,
Yeah.
Yo, from the podcast.
Yeah, getting it a lot now.
That's so sick.
Like every day.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
it's sick.
Yo.
But like it's always in random places like saunas and shit like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like I'm like, bro,
So I'm
I'm
trying
fucking
to
you
enjoy
sure that
my
person's
gay
sweating.
sauna in peace.
It's like
Follow you in the sauna?
no. But
I know who you are, baby.
no, they're all legends. Like everyone who says, I say all the time on the pod, I'm like, fuck, come up and say good day. I love it. I fucking love it.
Just people coming up kissing you on the back.
Yeah.
Gosh, like that.
God bless you.
I'm looking forward to the next one.
No, and Delby hates it, but
Hates it.
he hates that because he's got social anxiety. But Delby hates the fact that a lot of people don't listen They watch the clips. And so they'll say, love your podcast, bro. And then they'll be like, oh, yeah, sick. What's your favorite episode? And they'll go, oh, the one where you talked about this. And they're just referencing a clip. And you're like, you don't listen. But it's still the same. Like, it's good.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, I think it's nice. As long as people are looking at something that you have to say, I think it's like, if they don't watch the whole thing.
What's fucked, though, man, is the school mums and stuff like that. Because I'm pretty, like, open on this podcast about things, and I definitely would say things that they won't agree with. So like some of the school mums listen, and like one of the school mums come up to me and told me a ghost story the other day, and I just start to feel a little bit. I'm starting to get to a point. It's getting the reach is getting bigger than.
That's good.
So have you been pulled up by school moms being like, I can't believe you said that about vaccinations?
I haven't had that yet, but that's the stuff that in my head I envision happening.
Right.
Like, I don't want you coming near my child.
I cannot wait for that to happen to us, man. I can't wait, man, to just listen. Susan, I don't give a fuck.
It's quite...
Let me eat my bagel.
It's quite exposing and vulnerable when people know a lot more about you than you know about them. But it is exciting. It's what I asked for. So and Delby as well. Like obviously, it's helping with his comedy stuff and then his comedy. The more his comedy improves, that helps us as well because that directs people. So his comedy's fucking going well. He's over in the East Coast at the moment. Comes back for a couple of days. Then he's off to Edinburgh.
Yeah,
he's away for 2 or 3 months. Europe. And then he's taken it over to Austria where we've got listeners, which is fucking blows my mind. Yeah.
Austria.
Damn, so he did a show over in Austria for the listeners last year and he said it was fucking incredible.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Nuts.
Yeah, that's so
it's
awesome.
fucking nuts, man. Like just the reach of it, like by just talking about shit.
Now, the ghost thing is interesting. Because I hear you guys talk about it, but I don't actually know what you believe. Do you believe in ghosts, or do you think it's
the cynical one?
No, I believe, but depends. Like, I don't believe all stories, and I don't believe ghosts are like. I don't believe that ghosts are this odd spirit, like the way that most people perceive a ghost. I don't believe it like that. I just believe of a different form of energy, if that, like something that is within us, and its existence is now no longer. Harnessed within a vehicle. I feel like that energy still floats around and it returns to the collective consciousness.
But what's the difference between that and this?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing, just a perception.
Okay.
Like the filters, and I spoke about this just before with Cam McLaren on the podcast. I feel like our eyes are only, they're made to see certain lights and waves. And like we can't see ultraviolet light, but it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. So just like the energy that sources or fuels my body, that battery or that source, just once I'm dead, just because it's gone doesn't mean it doesn't exist anymore.
It's because the vitals have stopped doesn't mean
it's just the housing for that energy has to go somewhere. Now you could just that's my personal belief.
Okay.
But I don't see ghosts as that. I see ghosts as I don't see them as these creepy beings sitting around and like an actual person. I see them as an energy form, and our own perception just sees them for what we want to see them as.
I reckon they're annoying cunts, eh?
Yeah.
They're fucking shit.
Ghosts are annoying.
Bro, it's just some dude that's like, or chick or whatever, some being, right?
Yeah.
I've never seen a ghost cat or anything, right? So someone like off to heaven, then he's like, oh, fuck.
They got them.
Didn't quite know where he's going, and now he's just in your house, just annoying you with shit. I did one of those Ouija board things, man.
Oh, yeah.
And then I kept getting I told you about this,
You did tell me about this.
I kept getting like hell hectic sleep paralysis and shit where I was like floating. No,
For a while, right?
Yeah, for ages. And then I got to the point where I got so used to sleep paralysis, right?
Oh.
So I'd have to be like, help me, God. I'm
Hang on,
freaking out.
run back. So you guys got a Ouija board for fun.
Yeah. That's
then-
that's a white guy thing, bro.
I didn't want to say it.
Who are you going to call?
Yeah, I did the Ouija board. I said this on an episode a few weeks ago, but I did the Ouija board in the pines, back in the back of Wanneroo. So spooky enough area as it is.
That's freaky.
Yeah, with a couple of mates. We're on the beers and asking it a few questions. And one of the questions was like, do you have good intentions or bad intentions? And we had numbers 1 to 0 to 9 and ABC, all the alphabet. Good, bad, yes, no. And we said, do you have good intentions, bad intentions? And the shot glass just went straight to bad. Then I looked across at my one of my mates who was doing it, and his nose was just pissing with blood. And we
No.
Are you fucking serious?
That gives me anxiety.
And I just we all bolted. And then,
You should have closed the dimension, brother.
Yeah, well, we didn't close it right. I remember telling that story maybe in like the 15th episode to I don't know what you call Mandy J. Nelson, but she's like I guess a spiritual instructor or of some type. And I remember telling her that story, and she got shivered. And she's like, "Oh, you got to close that shit off."
Yeah,
like,
I got shivers now.
So how do you close it?
You say goodbye, don't you?
Yeah, I think you give them
Gotta be
permission to
polite.
leave or something like that. And
Yeah.
I don't really know, but I've long got rid of that shit. Be gone, be gone.
You
One of us start levitating. One of you.
I'm getting like full sleep paralysis after it. It's so annoying. I got so used to sleep paralysis. I was like, man, I am so done with your fucking ghost shit.
Yeah.
I've had enough.
What was happening in the sleep paralysis? Were you having visions as well?
Yeah, I don't really remember because I would have my sleep paralysis and then I'd go back to sleep. You know what I mean?
Okay,
So I'd have like a super horrible. It felt like I couldn't move, right?
Yeah,
so this is how I knew I was having it. So I'd be in bed and then I'd kind of try and talk, but the sound of me talking was always. So I'd do that, right? And then I'm trying to move and I'm like, fuck, I'm paralyzed. This isn't good.
Yeah.
And I'm like trying to wake my partner up. I'm like, wait, I'm fucking doing another one of these things.
Yeah.
And then I'd have to like think in my head. I'm like, please God, help me. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it must be a demon or some shit.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's where after it came from the Ouija board. And then I just got so used to it that I was like, man, I'm so fucking done with this ghost shit, bro.
Fuck.
And then I had a guy on my podcast, right, which I wholeheartedly thought was so full of shit.
Yeah.
Okay. He's telling me he can like read demons and spirits and all that. Like I'm not very much as the way that I am choosing my vernacular, if you will. I'm not really used to this kind of thing. Right? So this guy comes to my house, sits like we have a conversation about it.
Yeah.
He sits me down and he's like, all right, I'm going to heal you. And I was like, you're going to heal me, bro.
Okay.
Because that's what's happening.
Yeah.
So then I undid my pants. No.
Yeah.
And half a chub already.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm literally just lying there and he's like doing this energy work type shit.
Yeah.
And bro, I haven't had sleep paralysis after, eh? No, he fucking healed me.
Now,
Can I get a hallelujah?
now he either healed you or there is such thing as the placebo effect. In which,
Could be that.
See, that's
but
what
don't tell me that because
Yeah,
otherwise
yeah.
I'm going to have
Sleep paralysis.
But
See,
that's-
that's what I believe is that I don't think anything's actually happening, but I think your brain is making it happen for you.
But I didn't believe that guy at the time. That's what's weird, right? I'm like,
yeah.
this dude's so full of shit.
But it can be subconscious.
Yeah.
I mean, like
Yeah,
you
it
can
could be.
subconsciously believe.
That's
I think
true.
our brains are built for it. Like we're built to, like
Those church people.
yeah. Like we're built to like have things happen that don't happen.
What's like, isn't it like hypnosis? It's not real.
Yeah.
I think it's like Matt. I think Matt Hale was talking about it.
Yeah. Oh, he'd be great.
And it's like, so we had him on the podcast and he
Yes.
hypnotized me.
Oh.
And I was fully hypnotized, but fully aware that I wasn't as well. And so there's this, I think there's a reason behind it. Is it?
Wait, sorry, one sec. Describe that experience. So you are hypnotized. Is it like you can't move?
Was he trying to
It's
hypnotize
like I
you?
felt just inclined to keep with it or like stay in it. And to a point at which I went, no, and I broke free. And I was
Oh,
like,
wow.
I was like, what the fuck am I saying?
Right.
And yeah, I think there must be something psychologically that comes up because it's more, and this is why Delby can't get hypnotized, is because he knows the tricks of like how they put you in this state of trust. And,
Yeah.
and,
Plus, Delby's eyes are always fucking.
yeah, it's fucking all over there.
Hard to catch him with the clock.
Yeah, fuck, can't settle him down. But yeah, I think there's tricks to it. I think it's all a mental thing. And I mean, I've had mates who did Matt Hale's, they've done the Matt Hale's show and they've been hypnotized on stage and they felt like, oh, well, I'm just going to be part of the show and I'm not hypnotized, so I'm just going to go with it. And so some people just like
Yeah.
feel inclined to go with it.
Yeah.
Because otherwise they'll just cut you out.
Well, he also
Yeah.
picks out the ones that he knows aren't working. But some people are just they're open. So they're open books. Like I was really open to the idea of listening to everything he said, and had no idea what the triggers were and how the tricks and the.
Right.
Whereas Delby tried to learn how to hypnotize people, so he knew what the tricks were.
So
Trying to pick
what
up
was he
birds.
trying to hypnotize you to do?
So he just.
Or just put you in like a flow, not a flow state, but just like a state.
Hypnotic state.
Oh.
I can't remember exactly. There was the biggest one was he made me the head coach of a new AFL franchise, and I had to explain what we were trying to achieve.
Yo.
And I went right into like head coach mode. It's like, yeah, we're going to work off the half back and slingshot around, and we're very excited about the upcoming season. I spoke real professionally, and I thought I was the head coach of this new franchise.
But
so.
in the back of your mind, you're still like, I'm Cameron.
fully
Branch.
fully know like, what am I fucking doing? Why am I stop talking? Like he's
Right.
tricking you. He's tricking you. Stop. You're not hypnotized. You're just doing what he's supposed to. But I couldn't.
That's so bizarre.
That is
So
so
he
weird.
That's
he
weird.
tricked my brain, I guess.
So, but if you tried hard enough, you could be like, no.
I did. I eventually got out.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll show you the clip after. It's pretty fucking hilarious.
I mean, like,
I break out of it. And I'm like, what the fuck was I saying?
I gotta see this clip.
It's
Yeah.
like,
see
yeah,
that.
it was
But you
good.
kind of get that, like, if you ever been around like a really beautiful woman,
Yeah.
and you're
Never.
like never yeah. But you're like talking to her for the first time, and you're just like intoxicated by this person, and you could go like, nah, I'm not gonna do anything, but like you're compelled to just be like, oh, let's see how this goes. Oh,
Yeah.
shit. You know what I mean? Like this
Mate,
happens all the time, but some people just have like control over it.
I don't know. It's something to do with your mind, because like I'll talk to a beautiful woman, or not even a beautiful, like just someone that I know.
Yeah.
There's no attraction there. It's a very mutual friendship or whatever, and they might like be wearing a low cut dress, and I'll be like, don't look at her boobs, just don't do it. And then I'll be like, fuck, I'm looking at her boobs because I said don't look at her boobs, and I can't can't get it. And I'm like, but you don't. That's not what you're meant to be doing. And I'm trying to break free of it, and then I'm like, oh, I'm looking at her eyes now on purpose, and then I'll be like.
Right.
Oh fuck! It's just like what? Why did I even say don't look at her boobs? So as soon as I said don't look at her boobs, I'd be
And
like,
you're like, Grandma, get out of here.
yeah.
It's interesting when you guys say talking about, but like, what is with the weird state that when guys talk to a beautiful woman, right?
Yeah.
They're a lot shorter, a lot smaller, like tinier than we are, not threatening in the slightest. Why do guys get intimidated when they talk to people that are super good looking?
Oh,
Why do you
'cause
think that is?
She has the power of no, and you
power
don't.
of no.
You don't really.
Hey?
She has the power of no. You don't.
Yeah, I know,
Like-
but why is it that feeling of, like, I'm sure we've all had this, right? Like someone's sister rocks in and they're an absolute dime. You
Yeah.
go, oh shit, where's this coming from? And you like don't know
Yeah.
like how to talk. Like, why is it the beauty is somewhat intimidating? If that
I think
makes
it's
sense?
because like you become like, all right, who like subconsciously, if a beautiful woman wants to walk in here, subconsciously we all go like, all right, who's gonna be top chip?
Yeah.
Who's
Yeah.
gonna fuck her today?
Yeah.
What's
oh,
your
yes.
what's your play?
What do you mean?
What was your like? So what was your play? If there was a
Look at this cunt.
yeah. So what's
He doesn't need a play.
Zac Efron over here.
Alright, that's one time.
He doesn't need a play, dude.
Zac Efron, motherfucker. No, but like, what's your play? Like, do you go right? Okay, I'm gonna be the like. So I know what the play is for like a Delby because I've hung around with him enough. He's like, I'll make him laugh. I'll be like, I'll get involved. I'll be.
Yeah.
That's what I could see. That's what he does. Like me, I just try and be quiet and try and be nice and kind and get along with him in that way. That was always my play, sort of thing. Like, try to be the quiet guy, even though
Right.
that seems very unlike me. But that was always, I like to be the one that didn't try.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for
that's
sure.
But that's cool though, because even if it doesn't go your way, you're like, I wasn't even trying.
Yeah.
It's sneaky that. I like that.
Yeah.
It's very good. I do
Yeah, it was
like
probably
that.
just a defense mechanism. I never tried. I would have had you.
yeah. But it's so funny, like that schoolyard shit.
What's
of,
yours?
Like, mine is the exact same. Like
Yeah.
I will like try to show that I don't want to have sex with her or be with her at all.
Yeah.
Oh,
but
really?
like in
But
a
sometimes
clever
they'll
way.
throw
Is that
girls off though, because they're like, oh, okay, well, I guess he doesn't want me.
No, I won't be like autistic with it. You know, I just like she's over here. And I'm
What an
just like,
apt choice of words.
you know what I mean? Like
Well, how
there's
did
a way
you-
to do it. But
How did you meet your missus?
I met her at work.
Hell yeah.
So we were working together, and then
Yeah, okay.
we became friends after that, and
Yeah.
then da 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 da.
Oh, okay.
But it was
That's a bit of an easier in. It's like it's you.
yeah,
Yeah,
have
you've
to
got
go
a
out of your-
reason to talk to them.
exactly.
Yeah.
Plus,
Yeah.
it's not like I was very conscious. I mean, when I knew I liked her,
Yeah.
which was like immediately because she's fucking gorgeous. But
Yeah.
like I knew immediately that I can't be like, oh wow, you're so beautiful. I just want to be with you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You have to be like, oh hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Da, da,
Build a
da.
friendship,
Build
yeah.
a friendship. Sort of get myself out of that category of like thirsty guys.
Yeah.
And then move into the category of like potential guys,
Yeah.
and then move into the category of the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think if
slowly but sure. I'm a slow game guy. I've never been able to like see a girl and then like suck my dick. And then she's like, ah. Yeah, I'm always
Really?
the long game, dude.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yourself?
Try to play the nice guy. Definitely aren't.
Right.
No. I try to. I play the. I used to try and play that nice guy, I guess, and I don't know. I've got a missus now, so I don't try, I guess. But I don't. I guess that even that situation, that was a slow burn, like a
Right.
slow build, but then definitely approached it the wrong way initially. Went the opposite, like I know what I want, like the trying to be the alpha dog.
Oh, Andrew
Like,
Tate.
I didn't know what the fuck to do. Like after I got divorced, I tried 14 different avenues.
Well, that's what I was about to ask because you've kind of been on the other side of that.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, when I was younger, it was like you go to a nightclub, you sort of bump into them, you hook up. It works, it doesn't, it doesn't. Like that was as simple as it was. But as you get older, trying to meet girls was like, okay, what do they want? Do they want like an alpha dog? They want a gentleman? What do they want? Like, do you kiss them? Do you not? Do you fucking pay?
They all want different shit.
I was so confused, and I just was like, okay, it's girls like this.
Really?
And I'd try that and that, and
Okay.
fucking, yeah, you just end up being just feel them out. Like, just try and find out what sort of person they are themselves and actually just start with the long game.
right. Well,
Seemed to be the best avenue because otherwise you can just come across as a cockhead.
like a creep, yeah.
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 Because I was just saying with you, he
Hey.
was a male stripper.
Yeah.
So, like, did you feel like you had a bit of a hack?
Oh man, it was
Like, there was
piece of-
some-
It was like too easy, man. Yeah, I actually I got worse with women after stripping.
Really?
Because you're so used to girls coming up at you all the time that you forget. It's like you forget how to hunt, bro. When you're 18 to like, and I started when I was like 21 or something, but it would literally just be like, hey, we're having an after party and we've got heaps of alcohol. You can come, you can't come. And now we're off. Jump in the van. Off we go. It was literally that.
Fuck.
And then
insane.
you'd go back. No, you'd go back to the room.
I'm just going to give up.
Go back to the room, drinks, alcohol, everything, and 9 times like everyone would get. It's a different world, man.
Yeah.
It's a completely different world. But when I was younger, it was like you actually had to put in effort. You had to, go up and talk to girls and stuff like that. So I found that a lot of the guys that were doing it, especially like here in Perth, in Australia,
Yeah.
were actually pretty rubbish with women, man. Some of them were actually pretty shit. But they rely on that as like a backbone, if that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Like
know what I
being
mean?
terrible
Yeah.
is a
Yeah, they're not good with women.
Oh,
So
right,
they use
yeah.
it as like a thing. It's like when you're playing Vice City, you use the cheats.
Yeah,
Boom,
yeah.
now I've got the rocket launcher.
right.
Yeah, that's a lot of reasons why people do it.
Well, man, you should have maybe like been a male stripper then.
Yeah, fuck, I don't know.
Jump
But,
in.
I don't know. I just find like there is something about it, like the hot girl or guy, I guess as well.
Yeah.
Like who's with that person, and then are they constantly going, "Oh my god, I need to be careful or I'll lose this person"? Like, that's a serious thing.
Do you
I
think
don't
so?
know.
I don't.
Maybe that's the vanity in people. I don't know. For me, I'm fine now. I've definitely gone past the. I mean, looks is still important. Like you still have to find them attractive, but personality is
Trumps.
10,000%.
Yeah, but I don't think a lot of those girls are in relationships. For me personally, I wouldn't date a girl that was a stripper. And I don't think for my type, my personal type as to my type in women
Yeah.
isn't your run in the male strip, because I believe that like a lot of these girls that if we picture stripper, right?
Yeah.
We all think the same thing, right? It's like it's kind
Yeah.
of a look, bigger
Yeah.
boobs,
Yeah.
more kind of
Her name
outgoing.
is Chastity.
Exactly. But, you know, girl
She's
next
a
door,
mess.
different kind of beautiful. You know, she might not have the same features
Yeah.
as the stripper girl, but she might have a beautiful set of eyes and a beautiful heart and mothery kind of nature. And you just go, yep, bang.
Yeah.
Like that to me is way more appealing than someone that can dance.
Yeah.
You got to look at it for what it is. It's like someone that can dance and move and collect money from people, or someone that might be like a good mother that makes you laugh.
Well, the Patrice thing, guys know the Patrice thing.
What's the Patrice thing?
It's very interesting. He was like looking at this girl, and then some guy was like, "Would you be with her?" And he's like, "Nah, bro, she's fucking gross." Da, 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 da. He's like, "Oh, but would you have sex with her?" It's like, "That's got nothing to do with it."
That's classic guys, though. Eh?
But that's like the male psyche in a
Yeah,
nutshell.
exactly.
It's like it's got nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
But like,
That's just what it is, though.
it's just what it is.
Girls will never understand the male psyche. Guys are weird, man. Guys are gross. Like if you see like a girl with like a really nice set of calves, you're like, oh yeah, how nice set of calves. Gotta
Okay. Probably talking to the wrong guy because I love a good hamstring. I'm a big hamstring man.
I know if you should see the right hamstring, yeah, bro.
Mate, there's something about like I'm not even joking.
Oh, was
Like,
that not a bit?
That's not a riff.
I
That's-
agree with you there.
There's something about the hamstring, the thigh,
quads and shit.
Like if they're toned and like
Yeah.
just smooth, and I feel like it's a good ass. I'm an
Yeah.
ass man. Like
Yeah.
if
Hell
I
yeah.
had a choice.
We can all agree.
Not that
All
I'm,
agree.
not that I'm, what's the word?
Take it away from anyone that has a heavier department in the upstairs category.
Yeah, it's just what I like.
Yeah.
It's hamstrings. Delby reckons it's because I used to pull my hamstrings as a child. So, like as a kid, like when I was running, and all the time I used to tear my hamstring. And he thinks I've got childhood trauma. So now when I see a good hamstring, I'm like, that's
That's such a
some good
psychological.
strength.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like,
It's like,
you're trying to breed with people that have good hamstrings, so you know your kids are going to be safe.
to make up for my flaws.
That's some good DNA.
To Delby Freud. Jeez Louise.
Yeah, that's hilarious, man.
Yeah,
But
man.
that's the thing I find funny, man. Like you see on the internet now, women are taking dating advice from other women. They don't realize how fucking like simple guys are when it comes to attraction, especially on for face value.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. And it's also we said before, personality is everything. Like if you can't live with her,
Yeah.
what's the point?
Yeah.
But do you find that you also will tolerate much less personality when you were younger than now? So just say you want to hook up with a girl, right? At let's just say hypothetically, all right, just from talking to people, not that I'm out hooking up, but just from talking to people when I'm out, even if they are attractive and I'm just having like a platonic conversation,
Yeah.
I go, dude, you're super annoying. I could not, even if I wanted to, I just can't. But when you're in your 20s, you're like, I will listen to your shit all day, bro. You know what I mean? Like, just tell me more about that girl at your work that you hate.
Yeah, I cannot suffer fools anymore. Eh? Like,
Yes.
if I was single and some chick was annoying me, like that day, I'm like, fuck off. I
How
can't
old are you,
do it.
Tyler?
I'm 32 this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't do it, man.
Nah, you're done.
Yeah.
you're done. Yeah.
I'm cooked. Like I am what I am.
Yeah. No, but you're done. Like you got to lock that shit up. Get on the. Have you proposed or anything like that?
No, not yet.
Well, fucking get that shit locked down.
She knows how I feel.
Yeah, good.
We don't need a legal contract in there.
Any girl who's going to sit out the front selling tickets for a show, that's
fair.
that's a winner, mate. That's
She is a win. Now I'm very lucky. She's beautiful and everything.
Yeah.
But she's so no, it's kidding. No, I love the thing that I like the most about my girl is she is like, even if she wasn't that good looking, honest to God, like I would still be attracted to her just from the personality. Yeah, she has everything I like in a personality on top of everything I kind of don't like. But I think that's like a recipe for attraction.
Yeah. 100%.
You know what I mean?
I'm trying to agree, but I just like with my missus, if she didn't have the looks, I'd be like,
I feel you.
Did you?
this
You
is a safe space.
yeah. You guys asked before about ghost stories. Do you guys have any ghost stories or anything weird that's happened to you? Aside from because that stuff you were talking about before was like the sleep paralysis. I've had that before, but I had a fucking beast of like a gargoyle like over me, holding my chest down. Like,
Oh wow.
should make
When
should,
you did
should
the
know-
Ouija board,
Yeah.
you did the Ouija board, where you're like, "What are you doing here?" And it's like, "What are your intentions?" Like RAP.
Oh my god!
Feel like hand going
Just
down.
like- No.
Like that movie with Jonah Hill. Like, what's the one with
Oh, this is the end,
This is
or the
the
world's
end.
end, or something. Yeah, it's Jonah Hill, America's sweetheart.
I have one. Well, speaking of sleep paralysis,
Yes.
I was
Yes, darling.
combining all the things. I was dating a girl, an ex of mine, and we were staying at her place. We were sleeping over. I was sleeping over, and she had this little dog with her. And she suffered from
Told me this.
sleep paralysis as well.
Yeah, okay.
Right? And
The dog.
no, the girl.
The dog. So funny.
However, one night I wake up. Oh no, I'm asleep, and then she fucking starts screaming. Ah! And then I'm like, oh, what the fuck? What happened?
Yeah.
And then she's like, obviously in sleep paralysis mode. And then she starts to like look to the corner of the room, which is like a dark corner of the room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the dog starts barking at the corner.
What the fuck? What did she say? What she could see?
No, because she's like
She's like in a state.
paralyzed.
Not even like past, like after.
No. Yeah, I mean, like I didn't want to bring it up.
Yeah. Oh fuck.
Like, I was fucking freaking
Did you get the
out.
fuck out of there or what?
What do you do, man? What do you do?
That sounds terrifying.
Just gonna run?
But yes. Yes.
I just sat there and I just went like, it's not real. It's all in my brain. It's a placebo effect. It's all good. It's not
There's
real.
no noble shit when it comes to fucking ghosts, man. Just bounce, G.
I couldn't do it. I
Holy
probably should have, man.
Fuck.
But
I
yeah,
should-
that terrified me.
I should maybe I should read a couple of ghost stories that I've got here.
Let's do it.
Oh, that sounds exciting.
If you can hear Wolfie in the background, it's because he's here.
Yeah, I was like,
he likes disrupting his own comedy rooms,
You got
just like he
Wolfie.
does podcasts. I'll find a story here. Let's go with a random one.
Did you just get people sending in?
Mate.
That's so cool.
But this
so
is
sick,
but this is fuck because
Yeah.
it's what do you call it? It's unvetted, so I could find a fucking terrible one here.
okay.
All right, I'm just going to go lucky dip. And this one, okay, here we go. So
All right, hit us up.
I was at a bar alone and I saw another guy alone and I got the urge to go tell him that everything was okay and he will be fine. I ignored it until I couldn't. I sat next to him and I told him and he started, and he started crying. Long story short, he was planning to end his life that night, and the 2 hours I spent chatting with him made him change his mind, and I never saw him before or after that again.
Jeez.
Never saw him after because he went home and killed himself.
That wasn't a ghost.
That's what I was thinking.
I was like, where's the ghost?
Yeah. But like,
that's not very.
the urge to tell someone for no reason that it's going to be okay.
That is such
Oh, that's pretty.
a fucked thing to bring onto someone, eh?
Yeah.
Unless you do it often, you know.
Well, yeah.
Oh, that's so fucked up.
It's like that your thing.
But it's an interesting story. I'll get another one. So this is the thing, when you don't vet them, sometimes they're like I get some messages, and some of them I look at them, and then they ask for feedback. They're like, "Oh, do you think that was a good story?" And I'll be like,
No, like, I get it, but it didn't give me the goosebumps. Like
No.
what you were saying before gave me the freaky goosebumps.
"Yeah,
You know, that just didn't do it.
yeah."
And that's okay.
I mean, but imagine being in that situation though, and then you find out like, oh, this guy fucking was suicidal the whole time. I'll tell you this. Oh, here's one. Sorry, before you get into one, there was this girl that killed herself at our school, and the person that was with her was her best friend. Best friend goes to the bathroom, comes back to see her friend fucking dead.
Oh,
And apparently, like before, it was like they were like hunky dory, like talking about boys, da da da, all excited, da da da. Goes to the toilet, comes back, and this girl has slit her wrists and fucking died.
Oh, that's less a ghost story. That's more the CIA and Epstein.
Oh, that's dark, eh?
That's dark.
man.
Oh,
sad.
Yeah.
Ugh. I got another story.
All right, hit us
Okay.
up.
All right. I heard a man singing at the Seattle's Pike Place Market, and I immediately thought that his grandmother was near him. I ignored it, but I saw him again a couple of hours later, so I decided to walk up to him and tell him that song he was singing had something to do with his grandmother, and I felt completely compelled to tell him. He immediately broke down and started crying and told me his grandmother had actually introduced him to that song and they'd listened to it on records together all the time. She had just recently passed.
Oh, so she didn't know the guy.
No, just a random.
And then she just felt compelled to say that.
We got lots of these, like thousands and thousands. We got 3,290 of them just on one clip.
Whoa.
Jeez,
Do you have any that, involve like a nun or something? Like a possessed nun? Like something that's really going to get me going. Have you not seen The Nun?
I had a good one.
I've seen The Nun.
The second one?
Yeah, have you seen the Sydney?
Sucks.
Have you seen the Sydney Sweeney one?
No.
Oh, she's not as attractive as my girlfriend. She's a very good-looking nun.
Really?
Oh, you got to see it. And there's the scene where, anyway.
Nice. That sounds like my kind of movie. No, I mean, there's some ghost stories out there, man. I think the Ouija board thing was like the scariest ghost story that I've experienced.
Yeah.
And I'm quite hypocritical, that kind of stuff. But when I was doing the Ouija board, actually, no, this is interesting, right? Mm-hmm. So my grandma had just passed away. Oh. So now the Ouija board's chatting to myself, my baby cousin, and one of my friends. I think someone else was there. Now, we got the shot glass, ABC, hello, goodbye, just whatever you Googled.
Wait, this is the same session as you were talking about before, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So this is what happens. So apparently, now, if it goes from 2 letters really fast, it's like trying to escape or something. That's what I had read.
Okay.
I don't know if that's true or not. So I done we had iPhones and stuff. We'd done a little research on it. So you open up the conversation and then it pretended to be like my grandmother, right? And then we were like, what are your and then it started to say more negative shit, which is kind of it makes sense because my grandma was pretty negative, right? Right?
Like, what's it saying?
Man, I'm going to struggle to remember, but just, it was like are you my grandmother? I'd be like, yes, are your intentions good? And then it would just go to like, he, and then just like shit like that. Ooh. And then I would be like, you're not my, like I got Michael Jackson. Shamona. Yeah. Fuck Prince. No, so then I'm going from seeing that, yeah, and then it would pretend to be like some little girl, and then it just this is the freaky part. It just bolted off the board and then directly at my little cousin. Oh, right, and then I started to be a hero. I was like, no, like I'm not saying this to act like the man, but I was like, it was my cousin. So I was like, yeah, come for me, whatever. Yeah. Like, it was extremely dramatic. And then the whole thing just came at me. And then I was like, goodbye. And then ever since then, I've just had fucking... Bro, yes, man. I got a demon, G.
Have you
smudged? Not anymore.
Do you know smudging? Do you know what smudging is?
I don't want to talk about what man.
Sage?
That's between a man and a woman.
A gentleman never tells.
If you if you use sage.
Yes.
Yeah, sage.
I've smudged the fuck out of my house like multiple times and did until Joel came over and did his shit. I've just had demons.
Did you ask him to leave?
Well, after he did it,
no, ask the demon or whatever.
I didn't
you
know
felt
there was
like
a
you had
demon there.
Oh, okay.
No, I would try and ask it all the time, and then
fuck off, leave.
Yeah, I'd be like, "Come on, Kerr." Like,
you
know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, but like, I would have spiritual moments where I'd be like, "Get out!" Like when I was having after I'd wake up after these sleep paralysis moments, I like call to God and stuff like that. And then when your mind races and your mind you try and tell your mind something.
Yeah.
And it's like when you're told not to look at the boobs, you just look at the boobs,
Yes.
you know?
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Don't
yo.
think of a green elephant. You'll think of a green elephant.
Exactly.
Yes.
So I'm trying to tell her, I'm like, look, like you need to leave in the name of like, I'm not even religious, but I went to a Christian school, so I kind of picked up on a bit of the shit. So I started saying like, yo, like, in the name of God, like you need to leave and stuff. And then in my head, it would be like, I'm back. Like, I'm like, oh no.
Wow.
Yeah, but that was just my mind like
dude.
playing tricks on me and shit. I think. You know what I mean? And then this dude comes over, heals the fuck out of me. And I'm serious, guys. I thought he was so full of shit. Me and my missus are both like, bro, full healed me, eh?
Wow.
We got to get him on the podcast and tell
I
him
was
that.
just about to say, I gotta meet this guy.
Dude, we got to get him on. He's like full on, man. He was telling us about like meditation orgasms and shit. Like no touch meditation orgasm.
Oh, dude, I want to do that so
I feel
bad.
like people go too far. They're like, for me, like I'm a normal dude who believes in ghosts and I like reading ghost stories. I feel like some people lean in.
Yeah.
too hard,
Yeah,
and
it becomes the whole
and they
thing.
become like their life is just like, they're like trying to make themselves
Got a gun and
orgasm with meditation. Like, hey, it's okay. It's
That
okay,
sounds-
bro.
I think
sounds
that's
dope,
actually
man.
what monks do all day. They're just there, just coming their
I mean,
bands.
to be fair, if I could make myself orgasm with my mind, that would be pretty.
It'd be pretty
Oh, yeah.
sick.
Yeah.
I'd do it in the car.
But is it just a placebo? It's just a placebo. Fuck,
That's
lads,
so funny.
I got to run. But
yeah,
what do you guys have anything to plug?
No, we've
we have
you got a plug?
Yes.
Yeah.
Angry Africans podcast. Check us out on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and anywhere where you can find podcasts. I'm Tabo Chuma. That's Wilkie. We're both very funny. And yeah.
Just complain about shit. If you wanna be around people that are, you know, what I would say what do we do on our podcast? We
would talk
complain about
everything.
shit.
Well, one of the funner ones that I know we're wrapping up, but one of the
That's okay.
most fun things that we talked about is those. Speaking of all this sort of stuff, those no touch knockout. martial arts guys.
Yeah.
Those guys are so much fun, and so it's
Like Reiki, sort of like, or no, what do they call it? Like when they go,
yeah, like the chi, like guys like
chi,
yeah, and then they pat them on the back and shit.
yeah.
So we talk about all sorts of things, of course, current events, news, and a little bit of philosophy and like lifestyle things like that. So
pretty. I think a lot of our listeners will like that. So
yeah. Come check us out. And I've met a bunch of you guys,
Yeah.
and I always have a good time when I come to the shows and shit.
100%.
So fuck
yeah,
yeah.
No, one of our crowd favorites. And then I guess the big thing is, like, if you don't know, if you haven't listened, you don't know if you're going to love it. So people might not have even known about us. If they've listened and they love it, go and have a listen to a couple of episodes of yours.
That's right.
They
Yeah,
might
yeah.
go, fuck. And I'll be like, fucking don't leave the hard yarns, cunts.
We can coexist, baby.
Yeah,
we can coexist.
That's the thing about pods, man. You don't like. There's no competition. There's genuinely none.
None.
It's just like, I can listen to someone from the States. I can listen to someone in India. I can listen to someone in Australia. And there's no like. It doesn't really matter, you know. So
And it's great. Like you guys, especially, have been so generous with your time and like advice and things like that.
thank
So,
you so much
like,
for
thank
having
you
us
so
on,
much.
man.
anything you
Been a
want.
big help. Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
And making the time. So we appreciate that as well.
Delby's away for a while, so I'll be looking for co-hosts to come on and jump on. So
Yeah.
but I got nothing really to plug. Squealing Pig, get down there. Wolfie, we doing a show this week or what? Wolfie, we doing a show this week?
For those people don't know this, but Wolfie has been talking at the top of his lungs this entire podcast. It's been impossible to concentrate. This fucking guy.
This has been a good fun episode. Thanks so much, lads.
Thank you.
And we'll definitely get you back on.
Peace
Sweet.
out.
Thanks, man.
H-Town down.